From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV.
Lovely afternoon to you. Welcome to the news at noon on 24 News Radio and Television. My name is Grace Nwafo. In a bid to curtail incessant industrial actions by trade unions, the federal government has approved the National Industrial Relations Policy (NIRP) 2025 to check strikes. This came as the government said that the contentious circular that precipitated the recent strike by health workers has been withdrawn. Meanwhile, the government will meet with the striking nurses today. On their part, the organized labor has been by external forces to cause disunity between the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria so as to weaken the agitation for workers' welfare. As the nationwide warning strike declared by the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives Federal Health Institutions sector enters day 3, the union has insisted that the federal government must act first and accede to some of its key demands. The staff unions at Lagos State University have declared an indefinite strike, effective immediately, over unresolved issues Non-Academic Association of Academic Technologists announced the decision in a letter dated July 31, 2025, and addressed the Vice-Chancellor Professor Ibiyemi Olatunji Bello. The notice was signed by ASU LASU Chairman and Secretary Professor Ibrahim A. Bakare and Sylvester Idowu, as well as SANU LASU Chairman and Secretary Oluwaseyi Lawal and Wahid, respectively. The release directed all members of staff of the university and its affiliate campuses at the Lagos to establish a full-fledged naval base in Yauri, Kebbi State. The disclosure was made during a courtesy visit by a high-powered naval delegation to Governor Nasser Idris at the Government House, Benin Kebbi. The delegation, led by Rear Admiral Patrick Nwatu, represented the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala. Rear Admiral Nwatu said the decision to expand naval presence to Yauri forms part of the Navy's evolving maritime strategy, particularly to secure inland waterways and curb criminal activities along the River Niger. He added that the move would complement existing naval infrastructure in Niger State and help establish a robust security presence along the critical waterway that traverses much of Nigeria. In his remark, Idris welcomed the development, describing it as timely and strategic, especially in light of security challenges facing the southern part Marine police exits in the area, marking the Navy's presence vital for safeguarding lives, livelihood, and national assets. The proposed base is expected to significantly strengthen the security architecture in the West region, improve maritime policing, and deter criminal exploitation of inland waterways. And the world of sports will come your way after this break. Stay with us. and the central bank governor, Leseja, has estimated the new tariff could cost the economy around 100,000 jobs. The Trade Ministry said South Africa's offer to the United States includes importing its liquefied natural gas and some U.S. agricultural products. South African firms have also committed to investing in U.S. mining and metals recycling industries to pursuing joint investments, pharmaceuticals, and agri-machinery. And from Brazil, authorities in Brazil have launched an investigation after a 20-year-old woman died suddenly while traveling on a long-distance bus, with dozens of iPhones later discovered glued to her body. Report says the young woman began experiencing health complications while the bus made a scheduled stop at a roadside restaurant located in the central region of Paraná State. Emergency services were called when the woman reportedly complained about difficulty in breathing. Responders from the Mobile Emergency Care Service attended to her at the scene. Despite effort to revive her, which lasted for 45 minutes, she was pronounced dead at the scene. While administering aid, medics noticed unusual bulges on her body and uncovered several packages strapped to her skin. Upon closer inspection, authorities found a total of 26 iPhones tapped directly to her torso. And from Canada, Prime Minister Mark Carney has said his government is disappointed by President Donald Trump's decision to increase U.S. tariff on Canadian goods to 35%. The U.S. leader had warned of trade consequences for Ottawa after Carney announced plans to recognize a Palestinian state at the UN General Assembly in September. In an executive order, Trump raised the levy from 25% to 35%. However, a wide swath of products covered by a 2020 United States-Mexico-Canada agreement remain exempt from the tariff rate. Trump's order cited Canada's failure to cooperate in curbing the ongoing flood and other illicit drugs, as well as its retaliation against his measures. And from the United States, former U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has announced she will provide an inside look at her unsuccessful 2024 presidential run against Donald Trump in a book titled 107 Days. As Vice President of the United States, presidential nominee, after Joe Biden withdrew from the race in July amid concerns about his cognitive health. Harris said she wrote the book with candor and reflection and promised a behind-the-scenes account of the campaign. And now from the world of sports. African champions Nigeria the Tigress have advanced into the semi-finals of the 2025 FIBA Women's AfroBasket with a crushing 83 points against 47-point victory over Cameroon in Abidjan. The six-time and defending champions will now meet Senegal in the next stage of the competition. News, radio, and television. Do stay tuned for more programs to be coming your way. My name is Grace Nwafo. Have a lovely afternoon.
From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV. From Abuja to Lagos,